All right, y'all, is a longtime activist and organizer in places like the Ferguson uprising and some other places. I shared tonight on Threads some thoughts for those of us who are not in Minnesota, just from my own experience of how we should be thinking about this and approaching this. A lot of people found it helpful, so I figured I'd put it in a video format if that makes it easier. Before I get into this list of 10 things, though, I want us to remember that while there are plenty of parallels between this and 2014, 2015, even 2020, it is worse. This that we're seeing right now is worse. In 2014, we had a warm federal government that was amenable to conversations. Now we've got an openly authoritarian government that has an attorney general that is openly, wantonly extorting the state of Minnesota, demanding their voter rolls, their Medicaid rolls, their SNAP rolls, and full compliance with ICE if they want ICE to get out of town. That's extortion. That's not what we were dealing with in 2014. This is worse. That is not to say that there are not parallels between those times, but it is to say that don't just think of 2014, 2015, 2020. Think of the end of Reconstruction. Think the entrenchment of Jim Crow. Think the scourge of racial lynching. Think the scourge of racial terror led by the KKK and others. You don't even have to think, to be clear, of Nazi Germany, because Hitler and them studied America and its treatment of Black and Indigenous people to write their playbook. And when you distance America from our history and make this authoritarianism and this terror only a foreign thing, then you forget the blueprints of resistance that Black, Indigenous, and immigrant people have been writing in this country for a long time that we should be following right now, especially in places like Minnesota. Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear. This is worse than what we've seen in recent history, but we've got lessons to be learned. Okay, and with that, number one, there is something for everybody to do. You're like, I don't live in Minnesota. I can't get to Minnesota. I don't even live in the United States. There's something for you to do because there's something for everybody to do and to do it right now. I'll talk about what those things are in just a second. Number two, I want you to be following local voices. I'm talking journalists, activists, live streamers, organizers, faith leaders. Those folks need your attention because they're the ones who are going to get the story most right. Mainstream media did not get the story right in 2014. And now that all of these mainstream news organizations have bent the knee to this administration, they're definitely not going to get it right in 2026. So make sure you're getting the most reliable viewpoints from the ground. Number three, amplify those viewpoints. And when you do it, make sure that you intentionally give preference to the most marginalized voices. I'm talking about Black folks, Indigenous folks, immigrant folks, Latinx folks. All of the people who are most impacted by state violence need to be getting the most reshares, the most sends, all of those kind of things. Number four, and I want you to hear me and hear me good, the armchair activism critique. The philosophical disagreements that you want to take online about what you would do if you were there or why we really need to da-da-da-da-da-da, and you want to do all of that online from the comfort and the warmth of your couch, not helpful. Distracting. Frankly, self-righteous, but we can talk about that another time. I guarantee you the people who are on the ground in sub-zero temperatures trying to make it happen, not just for the state of Minnesota, but for the rest of us, do not need you to be a distraction right now. They don't need you to get in the comments talking about who doesn't care about what and what's impossible. Don't be an obstructionist, be helpful. If you don't want to be helpful, then be quiet. Because I don't care how bad it looks. You cannot be a revolutionary if you're determined to stand in the way of revolution. That's not cute. It's not sexy. Cut it out. Everybody got theory when they ain't never stepped foot on the ground. And everybody got a comment that they want to make that'll get them a bunch of likes. But do you want to be right or do you want to get free? Okay, then let's get to work. Number five, I said it before, I'm going to say it again. There is something for everybody to do right now, no matter where you are. Number six, propaganda will be at an all-time high. It's already at an all-time high. You saw as soon as Alex Preddy was murdered, that the narrative from the government, not just from the right echo chamber, but from the government, was that he was a criminalistic, quote-unquote, illegal alien. Meanwhile, he was actually a registered ICU nurse at Veterans Affairs. That propaganda is believable to a whole lot of people. Even if it looks ridiculous to you, lots of people will buy it hook, line, and sinker, and AI will make all of that way worse. The people who buy it, you know them. They're on your Facebook pages. They're on your, they're in your family group chats. They live next door to you. They live underneath you. They're your mama. They're your daddy. They need you to correct it. They need you to tell them why that was a lie, what the purpose of lying to them is, and then help them develop the kind of media and political literacy that prevents them from getting fooled again. We actually cannot let the lie stand. It's critical to our ability to defeat authoritarianism. Don't laugh at them, help them. Number 7, you need to know that every single thing that we are seeing on the national landscape doesn't compare to what's actually happening. We're not seeing everything. We're not seeing all the deportations. We're not seeing all the kidnappings. We're not seeing all the torture. We're not seeing all the brutalization. We're probably not even seeing all the killings. We're certainly not seeing all of the deaths in detention. It is critically important that we understand however bad we think it is 10 times worse. And there are multiple layers down of how this is impacting people, how this is impacting children, how this is impacting people with disabilities, how this is impacting kids who can't go to school, how this is impacting families that can't go to work, who then have to pay their rent or their mortgage on February the 1st. Hello, Tim Walz. The city councils have already told you we need an eviction moratorium across the state. Okay? It's 10 times worse. Number 8, Minneapolis is everywhere. Minnesota is everywhere. We used to say Ferguson is everywhere, and the same applies here. The truth of the matter is that this is the testing ground, and they're trying to figure out what they can do to them so that they can do it to all of us. That's part of the reason why the fight in Minnesota matters to all of us, so that they can't try to export this around the rest of the country. But they're going to try. We already know that they're headed to Maine, that they've been doing this in Memphis. There are so many other places where this is happening on different scales. So it's incumbent upon us right now to make sure that if it comes to our neighborhood and our backyard, that we're not caught on our heels. That we've already established some protocols with our neighbors, that we've already started the signal chat, that we've already got some things in mind for the people who can't come out of their house to make sure that they get groceries, to make sure that their bills get paid, to make sure that they keep a roof over their heads. All of that kind of preparation should be happening right now because Minnesota is everywhere. Number 9, there is something for everybody to do. And number 10, do it right now. First of all, I say you should be following local voices, journalists, live streamers, etc. Here is a list of some of them. Screenshot it and share it right now. You can also visit these links to find organizations that could use your time, talent, and treasure. That means give them money or give them volunteerism. You can also find this video on my page talking about that eviction moratorium and how you can take action to push Governor Walz to make that happen. In the coming day, you also may see scripts and email templates coming around to push Democratic senators to make sure that ICE does not receive more funding. Pay attention to those and take action. Again, I don't want to hear that those people don't care. I want to hear that you're trying to do something. Okay, that's my list. I'm sure there are more things, but this is already a really long video. And I'm clearly not the only expert. There are lots of people who've been doing this for way longer than I have. But those were just things that I thought about because I remember being on the ground in 2014 and 2015 and getting inundated with the text, the calls, the what do you need? How can I be helpful? Blah, blah, blah. And people don't really know what to do. And so I'm like, in the absence of not knowing what to do, I'm just trying to be generative. All right, I love y'all. Let's go get free.